Alright, what's up guys? And I'm going to be giving you guys the ultimate guide on how to hit masters this season. I'm going to be going over all the tips and tricks that help me hit masters and probably the best picks for this season as well. So yeah, let's hop into it. Alright, so let's hop into the first tip that I have, which is draft. So winning draft is the most important aspect of the game. 90% of the games that you win are completely based on the draft, and all the pros will agree to this. I like to personally think of it as three main steps in the draft. There's the banning stage, there's the first pick, and then there's the last pick. When you go to your bans, you want to completely base your bans off of your first and last pick. If you have first pick, you want to ban a character that's good last pick. If you have last pick, vice versa, you want to ban the brawler that's good in first pick. If you aren't first pick or last pick, you have to choose someone that can counter your opponent. So this completely goes into knowing the meta, knowing who you counter, and the number one tip that I have to learning that is just watching other competitive players play or watching some other YouTubers that cover this stuff. And you guys should go check out SpenLC's channel. He completely covers which brawlers are good on which maps, first picks, last picks, in between. And he does a really good job at explaining why as well. So yeah, completely just go check him out. He is absolutely the GOAT. And yeah. Alright, hopping in the second tip that I have here is gonna be the lanes. And this is a concept that many players under Legendary and Mythic just don't understand for some reason. And honestly, this is probably the most important gameplay aspect in the game. So brawlers are split into two types of brawlers. There are either mid characters or lane characters. And that is something that many people have to understand before they decide to play comp. The mid's job is by far the hardest job to accomplish in the game, as you have to help both you and your teammates. Brawlers that can apply to this can be something like Piper, Byron, Jean, Gus, and anyone who can keep good control and has the ability to also support their teammates. On the other hand, the lane brawler is significantly easier to play, but has a huge role as well. The lane's job is to win their lane, and then on top of that, gain control of the map so that it's easier for the team to push up. This could be brawlers like Ruffs, Rico, Pearl, and like Otis, who have really good DPS and can keep control really easily, but can't compete as a mid. Of course, there are exceptions to these, as Rico can be played as a mid on Bell's Rock, or Piper can be played as a lane on Shooting Star, but they all hold the same concept of having one mid brawler and two lane brawlers. And this indirectly stems back to the draft, as you have to pick up one mid brawler and two lane brawlers. Having all this in mind and having to worry about counters and still worrying about the meta and which brawlers are good, don't expect to pick this up immediately after watching this video. It's just something that you learn along the way, and it's something that I've learned over the past 6 years of me playing the game, and genuinely, you will learn. But yeah, let's hop into the next one. The next concept that I want to cover is lane switching and getting on the brawler that you want to counter. Pros do this all the time to gain the upper hand in their matches to eventually win the game. So what this is overall they would try to get onto the lane whom their character counters. For example, if I was playing Mortis and they had a Dynamite and Shelly on the other team, I would rather go for the Dynamite because I counter him. And when they eventually switch lanes, I would also switch lanes with them to still have the upper hand in the match. And what I see a lot of low rank players do is that they'll stay in their lane and try to contest with the brawler that they can't compete with, eventually losing control of the map and losing the game overall. So what I'm trying to say is try to play your lane against brawlers that you counter and try to switch when they eventually switch their lanes. If you apply this to your games, I can guarantee that 50% of your games will go so much easier and you'll be able to win so many more matches, but you still have to get the right picks. The second to last tip that I have here is knowing the meta. Knowing the meta is one of the most crucial parts of playing the game and understanding who is good and who is bad. There are many YouTubers that cover this. They cover which brawlers are good on what maps, which brawlers are good on which game modes, and yada yada yada. SpenLC is one of the best ones out there, and he is probably one of the more reliable ones, as he is an ex-pro player. And Kairos Time also does a tier list where he asks pros who's good in the meta, and they respond, and he puts them all in a tier list. And honestly, those two people are the most reliable sources of pro play that I would say, as they have direct sources. And also check the balance changes. Many people don't check the balance changes after a maintenance break, and they eventually play a brawler that was meta before the balance changes, resulting in them losing the game. So always watch out for those. It's always something that comes up unexpectedly, or you might not know, so always just make sure you're caught up with the meta, understand what's good. And yeah, the last tip I have for you guys is make sure you're using the right build. I have messed up on that so many times that I can't even count, which have sold my games and absolutely cooked me. A build is which star power, gadgets, and gears you are using, for those who didn't understand that. But I have slipped up on that too many times, and you guys, it's such a simple mistake, yet it can cost you so much elo. So always make sure that you are using the right star power, gadgets, gears, etc., because you guys don't want to be losing because of that. But I was kind of refraining from saying this as a tip in this video, because this season there's no modifiers, but always check the modifier. I cannot stress this enough, man. Like, there have been way too many times where I didn't realize which modifier it was. Like, for example, it would be quickfire and I would pick like Mortis, and they would pick Gale and Leon into me, and I completely lose. So always make sure that you're using a good brawler for each modifier, because it's actually game changing and you don't want to slip up on that. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys like this type of content, this guide type of content, just let me know what other guides I should do. And also, Merry Christmas to everyone out there who celebrates Christmas, because we made it through the year, guys. We made it through the big 24. So this is out to 25. We gonna make it out alive, all right? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this type of content, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna be out for a couple days, so I might not be posting as much. I'm probably gonna pre-record a couple videos and schedule them to drop, so just stay tuned for that. But yeah, Merry Christmas, God loves you, and peace.